pretty much all of us have played basketball in some capacity. I played collegiately, played a little bit professionally. Of course, everybody knows my sister.
I played 16 years in the WNBA with the Indiana Fever, won 4 gold medals with Team USA, won a collegiate championship at the University of Tennessee underneath Pat Summitt. I've had a lot of fun.
My grandfather, he was probably one of the first people that I knew that was in the NBA and was like, oh, I need to kind of follow what he did.
It was such a regular part of our lives that we didn't realize that not everybody grows up the same way. So, Kanon pretty much has had a basketball in his hand since he was little, and it's kind of been a natural progression that, of course, yeah, I'm gonna play basketball. I've tried pushing him to other sports, and it's like, no, I just wanna do this. So I definitely think he's got that, those basketball genes and bloodlines.
It's like if you wanna play, play. If you don't wanna play, we still love you no matter what. And so I think that takes off some of the pressure. But if you are going to play, we want you to give 100%. And we want you to act like you wanna be there and to put your all into whatever it is that you say you want to do.
Basketball came pretty easy, just I'd say till like freshman year of high school, really.
His 9th grade year was pretty miserable. It was a blessing and a curse to be put on a JV as a freshman because he did not get to play very much at all. And that was also coming out of COVID. So not only did he not play, he sat on the back of the bench because they had basically 2 rows and everybody's 6 feet apart. So it was a tough season to watch him kind of struggle through.
I was pretty low, to be honest, because that was like the first time I feel like I really hit adversity, Just being young, you want all these things, and you don't really know what it takes to have them.
Some of it was the physical challenges of high school basketball. Some of it was when things didn't go as well, how we were going to respond and fight through that. I thought it was a real challenge for Kanon his freshman year, but man, the story is really good how he responded to it.
Right at the end of Kanon's freshman year, my sister got inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. And Kanon got to go and be part of that Hall of Fame enshrinement weekend.
It was crazy being at the Hall of Fame induction because, you see players like Michael Jordan, Shaq, hear about players like Kobe at the time.
Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer just walking down the hall, and I'm with my entourage, my nephews are with me, and it's just cool. And of course, everybody's asking, are you a hooper? Are you a baller? And it's like, yeah. Well, what does that mean? And when they start asking that question, it's like, no, do you hoop or do you hoop? Like, there's a difference between do you hoop or do you hoop?
I'd say being at the Hall of Fame induction, it definitely made me realize how much work that it takes, because everybody in every speech that they gave was always talking about being at the gym early, staying late, just getting extra shots up, and also, getting stronger every day, trying to get better. And that summer, I was more dedicated than I had ever been to that point. I was doing stuff I hadn't done before, like, just getting extra shots up, always playing outside and stuff like that, being in the gym most of the day. So I was pretty sore most of the time, but I just kept playing because I wanted to get better and better.
He finally believed in himself. And there was a point somewhere in there that he was like, you know what? I could do this. Like, I could be really good. And then sophomore year comes, and he just blows up.
Catchings comes down with it. Ankney trying to slow down Catchings. He gets to the basket. He finishes at the rim.
At the beginning of the season, he was told, oh, you'll start JV. By the time the season started, he was only playing varsity. And a couple games into the varsity season, he was starting. So he earned everything. He worked his tail off, and it showed.
Kanon was producing on the offensive, defensive end. He was statting. People started to call, take interest, the scouting services. We started having more interaction with the collegiate coaches.
He just wants to play basketball at the highest level. Like, he wants to guard the other team's best player. He wants to be on the court when the game's on the line. I'd like to think some of that is just from, what he's seen in his family with his mom and his aunt. But at the end of the day, Kanon's his own individual, and the dude loves to hoop, and he's like wants to play at the highest level, and that's what it is.
It doesn't matter what his grandfather accomplished. Doesn't matter that my sister's won 4 gold medals and, had the career that she's had. And then, of course, it doesn't matter what I've done either. This is Kanon's story and his journey. And I think some people do sometimes look at the bloodlines and assume, oh, yeah, he's got it easy. And it's like, no, that couldn't be further from the truth. Like, he has really had to work and claw and work harder than most kids.
To see him grow into the young man that he is, especially in the basketball world, through the highs and lows and the things that he's had to deal with. So his growth mentally, not screaming at people, maybe not as much, but yeah, just he's amazing. I'm really, really proud of him.
You just have to keep working hard at what you want to do, no matter what it is. Playing the piano, playing basketball. Whatever you do, you just have to work hard and keep doing it because, eventually it'll pay off.